In this picture, Leon Goretzka is in agony, but he'll also be in agony as he will be missing the start of the season. We also have to talk about LYMER, Borna Sosa, and David Raum interest from Bayern, Adrian Fein not being sold, and other Bayern news in this first ever episode of the Bayern Briefing. This is the show where I talk about all Bayern things that have been happening in the past few days and dish my opinions on them too. So for Goretzka, the situation as you see here is that he will be out for 6 to 8 weeks. He's actually had a knee surgery. He's had arthroscopic surgery in his knee. And this will mean that he misses the start of the season. 6 to 8 weeks will take him to about mid-September. And this is when the team's already in the flow of Bundesliga games, Champions League games. There are even some international games. So it's quite a significant outlay or out knee, could I say, because he's injured his knee, of course. And I think this is a really big miss for Bayern. Goretzka is one of the key players in the Bayern team. We saw how Bayern crumbled when he was missing, how Bayern were desperate at times, and how the Bayern midfield never fully functioned without Goretzka in there partnering Joshua Kimmich. I think that as a result, though, however, Bayern have two centre mids, Gravenberch and Sabitzer, who will have the chance to operate in that double pivot, who have the chance to impress the manager, and especially Gravenberch as the new signing. Even though at the start Kimmich and Goretzka seems like a formidable partnership, now he has a way in, he has a way to impress the manager. And it could actually work out well for him, this injury, however unfortunate it is for Goretzka. I think it'll be a big miss, but it's not a tremendous miss, and at least Goretzka's sorting out this problem in his knee now, before the end of the season, before the crunch matches in the Champions League, because Bayern's season is never make or break in the first few weeks. Now, let's talk about Konrad Laimer, however. So the rumour is that Bayern had this 20 million bid in for Laimer. However, his club, Leipzig, want 30 million. I think it's his release clause, and he only has 1 year left on his contract also. And I think that Leimer's signing, Bayern might have to bite the bullet, and they may pay the 30 million for Laimer, seeing that Goretzka is injured, because Laimer would immediately slot into that central defensive midfield role. And I think Laimer would be a decent player for Bayern. I love Laimer. I actually think he's a really great player. And he would also allow Joshua Kimmich to move forward. But on the other hand, even with Goretzka out, I think that Laimer would just add to the congestion in the midfield. Kimmich, Laimer, Goretzka, Sabitzer, Gravenberch for likely 2 slots in that midfield is just not a winning formula in my opinion. And with 1 year left on his contract, I think it's more prudent to wait the extra year, get him on a free, and deal with the fixture congestion later. Because I feel like players will be upset about their playing time, they won't be happy if Laimer is signed. And it also could bode for a 4-3-3 at Bayern, which we all don't want, because we need Thomas Muller to play that attacking midfield role. It's essential. We all know this. Now, onto Bayern's left-back interest. So Bayern actually seem interested in replacing Alphonso Davies. Alphonso Davies, when he was out, we saw that Bayern team also crumbled like Goretzka, but to a higher degree. And they've been interested in Borna Sosa. He was born to be a footballer, but was he born to be a Bayern footballer? I'm not sure, because he will cost 25 million, and that's way too much, to be frank, for a left-back sub who won't even be starting. Could Davies be leaving, though, with this interest in left-backs? It's possible. But I think that why did Bayern sell Omar Richards if they're just going to sign the 25 million, a 30 million left-back? And the same goes for David Raum, who is said to be about 30 to 40 million, which is way too expensive for a backup left-back. Yes, if he was starting, it might be worthwhile. But for a backup, it's just not worth it. They mentioned Chris Richards could be a softener in this deal, but it'd still be a 20 to 30 million deal to pay for, and we would lose Richards. I just don't think it's a great deal. He's a great player. I really enjoy Raum, actually, like Laimer, and if we didn't have Davies, he would be our perfect attacking left back. But in this instance, he loves to Raum across the left side of the field, if you will, but I don't think he should Raum at Bayern, because we don't need him, and we shouldn't want him as a result. Now, let's talk about Adrian Fein for a little bit. Adrian Fein, of course, was moving to Los Angeles FC. However, this transfer has been put on hold, and he's actually set to take part in Bayern's Bayern's preseason break in the United States, and this will give him a chance to impress Nagelsmann, and maybe he actually can contribute to the team. We saw that Fane was often regarded as one of the highest Bayern prospects and a good central defensive midfield. So, in my opinion, I think it's a good decision. Why sign Laimer? Why sign one of those guys when you have Fane here? Maybe if he has the chance to impress, he'll actually do well, and that could also bode against Laimer signing, because Fane staying could show that the coach believes in him. They don't need another defensive midfield forward now, and that Fane could play a squad role in the season. We'll see. So that's the Bayern briefing. I'll do this every few days to catch up on the maybe not quite so important things of the transfer market that I would make my own separate videos for, and also provide the area of discussion for us Bayern fans, and be able to brief on Bayern. Thank you. Comment, like, and subscribe. Goodbye.